41. Two women shall be grinding at the mill. The one shall be taken and the other left.
See, now that's going to happen. But what I'm showing you is this is not something that's taking place before tribulation to get you away from tribulation, and all of a sudden you was driving your car and all of a sudden you disappeared and the trouble getting ready to hit the earth. No. This is going to happen after it's all over with, when the Lord come back, just like we just read, that the dead going to be raised and meet the Lord in the air, right? And those that are living, that's worthy, going to be changed and meet and join the dead folks who have raised from the dead in the air with the Lord, right? Well, that means that living person who was walking around had to disappear, didn't he? But the key is, it wasn't something that took place, a rapture before tribulation. Tribulation was over with, and the Lord had all his saints meet him as he was approaching to take over the world. But let's see when this is going to happen. Back up to verse 29, because he told you what time this was when one is taken and the other left. He told it to you already. It's all over with now. Go ahead.
Immediately after tribulation.
Wait a minute. Immediately after tribulation is what we read. So by the time you get down to verse 40 and verse 41, brother and sister, tribulation is over with. So when one was taken and the other left, that one couldn't have been taken to get them away from the trouble. Like they just disappeared and the world went through trouble. Nah, it's all over with when the one is taken. That's why he said here, you can read all the way back down to 40 on your own. You will see it's no lapse that everything after verse 29 came after what happened at verse 29. It wasn't something out of order. So he said immediately after the tribulation of those days, what?
Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
See, this is when the Lord coming, and the Lord is not coming to after tribulation. He's not making 2, 3 more comings. He's only making 1 second coming. And he's not making that second coming until man has basically shot his wad. All the trouble that you can imagine would have went down by the time Jesus make his second coming. That's why he's going to peel the sky back and he's going to have to intervene in this madness. It's all over with by the time he comes. That's when the saints are meeting him in there, the dead and the living. But it's all over. He come to save his now. So that's why he said here, immediately after tribulation, the sun going to get dark, the stars, the moon not going to give her light, the stars shall fall from heaven, and what else?
And the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
Then what?
And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven.
Now here go the Son of Man coming. And this is what went on in 1 Thessalonians 4. But we already saw at verse 29 that we are talking about tribulation is over with. The worst time that the world has ever seen will be over with when the Lord peel the sky back and start coming down and the saints meet him in the air. It's over with. See, by believing in the rapture, most people don't know that a whole lot of saints going to have to get their life up anyway. But they've been brainwashed to think, no, that ain't going to happen because I'm going to be gone. Well, if all the saints was going to be in the rapture, it wouldn't be nobody left to get killed by the Antichrist. And the Bible tell you that. That's going to happen. But the only escape period is not by way of a rapture. It is to flee, to get you some good shoes and run and make it to the place that the Lord got. And it's a wilderness. People say, well, how you know where it is? Look, Israel didn't know where they was going when they left Egypt, but they got there, didn't they? Because the Lord showed them. They didn't have no means. Matter of fact, the Lord took them away to lock themselves in where they couldn't get out but going through the Red Sea. And they thought they was done for then. That shows you the only way out of this, God going to have to intervene. So he said, verse 30, then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Go ahead.
And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. See, they're going to see him coming in the clouds of heaven. We read in Thessalonians that we're going to be caught up with the dead folks to meet the Lord, those that's living. See, we might be dead by the time, some of us might be dead by the time it happened, and be some more people living. But either way, whoever living going to be caught up together with the dead folks that's righteous to meet the Lord in there, right?
And in the clouds, didn't he say clouds?
That's right.
Well, this is it right here. He said, then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and all the tribes of the earth shall mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. This is only going to happen one time, brothers. This is when the saints is meeting them, right here in these clouds. Go ahead, 31.
And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
See, now he sent his angels. Notice what happened. With a great sound of what? A trumpet, right?
That's right.
Same thing it told us in Thessalonians, didn't it? That let me know this is the same time. But we get a timetable from this scripture in Matthew. Verse 29 told us tribulation is over with. Immediately after tribulation, all this is taking place. So that means 1 Thessalonians 4 cannot be a rapture to get you away from tribulation. What's happening there when the dead come back and the living meeting the Lord in there is after tribulation. But the same trumpet that blew in 1 Thessalonians 4 verse 16 is blowing right here. He said with the voice of the archangel and with the trump of God. Well, here it go here. He said he going to send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet. And they're going to gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the... But tribulation is over with. So now we need to just go back and see how tribulation is going to start, or what tribulation is going to be about. And then we can figure out what the real escape route is, because it's not a rapture, brothers and sisters. Back up to verse 21. Let's see why it's important that you understand and know about the real escape route from tribulation, because tribulation is not no plaything. Verse 21, go ahead.
For then shall be great tribulation.
Oh, Jesus is telling you. See, I know some brothers talk about Matthew 24 has been fulfilled. That's a lie. Completely fulfilled, they say. That's a lie and the truth not in you. He said, we haven't seen a time where there's never been a time like it before. He said, for then shall be great tribulation. How much? How much tribulation?
Such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be.
See, he said this is going to be the worst time the world has ever seen or will ever see again. That's why I said we headed for it. We can see it coming. If you can't see it, you better find you an optical department. He said, then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. So we got down to verse 29, when he peeled the sky back, that was him putting an end to this madness. And when he put an end to the madness, that's when he's going to raise the dead. And those that are living, they're going to all meet him in the air. And they're going to actually help him put an end to the madness. His saints will. That's why Zechariah 14 said, the Lord my God shall come and all the saints with him. Well, the saints can't come with him if he in heaven and the saints walking around on the earth, right? How the saints going to come with him? If he coming here, but you already here, how you going to come with him? If you dead under the ground, how you going to come with him when he come? Except as he's approaching, he raise you up and you meet him in the air as he's approaching. In the cloud, and he come on down. That's how the saints going to come with him. They're going to meet him there. They ain't got nothing to do with taking you off the earth for tribulation. It's so you can meet the Lord and be with him from then on. So, he said, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. Read verse 22, because we're going to see how bad it can get. Go ahead.
And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved.
See, now, this couldn't have happened in the past. Because in the past, not even 100 years ago, let alone 200, 500, 1,000, 2,000 years ago, could all flesh be destroyed. All flesh could not have been destroyed only within the last 50 or 60 years. That's when the potential came into being for man to destroy all flesh. With these weapons he got, they say they call them weapons of mass destruction, right?
That's right.
And we get some brothers calling up talking about, do y'all got some weapons? Like, man, give me a break. You've seen people try to do that, and they build up a little arsenal. You had this guy down in Texas, had him a little arsenal. When they got ready, they went and blew the place up. Or he blew it up. Somebody blew it up. He ain't here no more, though.